Welcome to Plan Watch Walk. We're the channel that looks at bringing you some of the best walking around. Lots of information is available through our website. We've got all the planning, the routing, the mapping. We've got partnerships with Ordnance Survey. All the maps are on there. So there's lots of resources available out there. But as part of the planning stage, we look at a couple of things. There's how-tos sitting on the website. Again, links below to all of this. And there's also equipment reviews. So Craghoppers have been in contact with us, and they've asked us to do a review of the Tarbert half zip fleece, which we've got here. I'll put it on in a second, but basically let's just have a look at some of the technical pieces as well, the materials, etc. So the material itself is part recycled polyester jacquard fleece is what they call it, and it's interesting that on the label sitting inside here, it's got mindfully made. Approximately 14 bottles were recycled to make this product. I always say to people, have a look at the environmental and sustainability criteria and everything for the manufacturers, in which we do. Again, links are below and all the information's below. But that to me is quite important. The other material on here, we've got underneath the armpit and also on here, this is a polyester elasticated, and it's called a power stretch. So the zips themselves, the pull down on the zip here, that's got rubberized on the end of it, which makes it quite easy to use. We'll see that when we put it on. Last thing before we put it on, the seams themselves, they seem to be pretty well secured, double seamed, and also around here. And also what I quite like is where you've got the pull, the elasticated strapping here is actually pulled up back in to the jacket itself, so it's not hanging out. So that's a nice feature as well. So we'll put the fleece on now. Apologies, got the microphone here. Hopefully it won't disturb it too much. Let's just have a look. So fit wise, I've got underneath here, so this is size is extra large. I'm 6 foot 6'1" to give you an idea of what the size is like. So if we look at the fit, it hugs you, but it's not too tight and it's not too loose, so we get enough air coming inside here, which is good. We've got the pull on the side here. This is easily moved and it can just hug that into the body quite nicely. So if we look now at the fit, as I said about this, moving this up, that's really easy to move. We've got inside here, we've got the pocket, the breast pocket sitting inside here. What I quite like is the feature underneath here where you've got movement, but also that will help on the wicking when we're out walking. Cuffs themselves, they fit really well, and we've got a thumb pocket inside here to keep that down, and that'll be useful if you're going to put gloves on with it, etc. So overall, first impressions of the jacket, it's a really nice jacket. Again, apologies, microphones inside here. If we pull this right the way up, it sits snugly around the neck as well. So if you've watched some of our previous videos on equipment reviews, you'll know that we now take it out in the field and we'll give it a good work over in the field to see how it actually performs when actually we're out there, apart from just the looks and the fit and everything. So until we come back after the field trials, bye for now. Well, welcome back to the review, and we're going to be giving you the field trials now of the Craghoppers Tarbert half zip jacket. So we've walked walks of 5 to 15 miles, probably overall walked about 50 miles and had it in trial, so it's had a good old field trial. We've been up on the hills, on the fells, we've been on trails, so it's had a good going. Been used as a mid layer and also as a top layer. So the findings that we've seen, as a mid layer, it's a pretty thick bit of kit, which is fine. You want to be doing this as a mid layer, using it rather as a mid layer in the winter or cold conditions, or if you're top of fells where it's particularly windy, etc., or you want to keep warm. Otherwise it's going to be a bit hot. It's not a wicking jacket, it's not supposed to be, but it's not a wicking jacket, a wicking layer, sorry. Use it as a standalone layer. I found it works particularly well. I've had it with backpacks, without backpacks, and been out there. Still quite warm at times, to be perfectly honest. It works well if you've got windy conditions. It's okay, but again, you wouldn't expect a layer of this nature to be a particularly wind stopper, but it works pretty well on that. Zip wise, as I mentioned in the review, with the plasticator on the end, really easy to pick up. The zips work particularly well. You don't have to hold the jacket and move them up and down, so the zips work particularly well. When you pull it right the way up, it's snug fit around the neck, which again, if it's do it down, if it's colder conditions, that is particularly useful. Cuffs, like the cuffs, they are snug fitting but not tight. You've also got the thumb point on the cuff as well. So again, if you're using gloves, if you've got thin gloves, you could put the thumb, your thumb through the cuff. If you've got thicker gloves on, it wraps around pretty well, to be perfectly honest. Round on the pits around here, it's got a lighter cut material. Again, I found that works particularly well, because underneath here you can get a bit hot when you're out walking, and even with a backpack on, that works. So the comfort wise, that works particularly well. Waist wise, there is a tie around here. Well, there's only one, but it pulls in, so you've got this little loop back here. I don't know if you can see it, there's a loop back here, pulls this material, the tie, back underneath. That works particularly well. It's really easy to adjust if you want to, and it just keeps it nice and snug around your hips and your buttocks area. The jacket itself, I would say there's no real downsides to it. It is a warm jacket, and again, if you're packing it in your backpack, you've got to be aware of the size, so it's a personal thing. So overall, the jacket went well. No real points of improvement which I can put forward to you. All I would say is, I hope the review's been of use. Thank you ever so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you like what we do, hey, it'd be great if you subscribe, thumbs up, comments below, that would be great. Lots of different links below which may be of use to you. So until the next review, bye for now.